Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Strategy Talks and Mechanics Guide series. In this episode, I want to talk over something that I've seen a little bit of people kind of being concerned about that I don't really think needs to be a concern for you in your playthrough, and that is inventory regarding ingredients when it comes to skills Pokemon. So, this is actually in reference to a comment that I got on one of my videos relatively recently. Uh, it basically said, my Gardevoir is currently at it's below level 60, but I'm not going to bother to level it up at all because if I do, and I guess get it to level 60, it'll just make its inventory fill faster with apples, and I don't want that. Because that'll make it get less procs, is kind of the idea behind that. And while that's technically true, I don't think this should be the mindset that we have when it comes to leveling skill specialists. Don't worry about ingredients on a skill specialist at all, and this is one of the many reasons why I think that. Now, just keep leveling up as it naturally progresses. You don't necessarily have to invest candy unless you're trying to get to a break point, like if you have some sort of skill at level 75. But I just wanted to show why I think that is in this video today. So, for the starters, I took my Gardevoir that I have on my main account, made some modifications to it so that had help speed M before that point and no inventory up sub-skills before that point. And mine actually has ingredient finding M. I made it nature neutral instead of ingredient finding down, just to give the absolute best possible benefit of the doubt for how much that inventory is actually going to impact the skill triggers. Because theoretically, with more ingredient finding, the impact should be more noticeable. And then skill trigger. And then I started by making the comparison at level 59 and 60 with no ribbon. Because that's just kind of the default that you'd kind of assume. And as you can see, the difference between level 59 and level 60 is a difference of 0.13 procs per day. And those really just come from nighttime procs. As you can see here, it literally only comes from nighttime procs because no other time, if you are collecting frequently, no other time does the inventory actually fill if you are collecting frequently. And now this is without any inventory subskills in nature. It's got no, inventory nature doesn't exist, but without any inventory subskill, and it's got help speed M. And even if we throw on here, like let's say there's 3 other Pokemon on the team that have helping bonus, it still takes like 4.5 hours for this Gardevoir to fill its inventory. So if you're checking more than every 4.5 hours, then the inventory isn't a problem. When it comes to the percent chance to wake up to a double proc, it drops about 9% between level 59 and 60, which, yeah, that is noticeable, and it does bring down the number of procs per day, as you can see here by a difference of 0.12. 0.12 procs per day when you have the 3 helping bonus stacks. But overall, that's such a minor impact. You're not going to be feeling that difference at all. Yes, the inventory difference is there. Yes, it does technically make a difference, but the odds of it making a difference is pretty slim. Because it would have to be getting on one of those last procs overall. And look at the value gained by having this Gardevoir procking level 60 apple procs. You're gaining an additional 25 apples a day compared to before. Granted, you're losing on some of the corn that you were producing per day based off of what I ran here before. But 25 apples a day and netting a total of like about 2,000 extra just raw strength per day. And that slowly does add up over time. And also, I made the comparison with a 1,000 hour ribbon, and it drops a little bit more. The difference is only about 0.11 per day. And at level 100, if you were to take this all the way to level 100, the minor frequency boost that you get from each level up actually slowly adds up over time to overcome it, so that from before, where it was 6.41 with the 1,000 hour ribbon, granted I gave this a 2,000 hour ribbon, if I bring this down, oh no, I left it as 1,000 because I wanted it to be a fair and equal comparison. So with a fair and equal comparison of a 1,000 hour ribbon on all of these, the level 100 one actually produces more than the level 51 in terms of procs per day because there is a frequency boost. And you can't be forgetting that frequency boost. It feels like nothing with a single level up. It even feels like nothing with 5 level ups. But you add that up over multiple levels, and it actually makes a decently significant difference. That's a minor difference, like the inventory impact from the extra ingredients produced. Uh, Basically it supersedes that. The frequency boost far overcompensates for that in the long run. So, do you need to go investing your skill specialist to get them to level 60? No, you don't need to, unless you are looking for extra production of apples or corn or leeks on your Gardevoir for some reason because you want it to supplement your ingredient specialists. But I wouldn't try to hold off on leveling them just because you're worried about their inventory. Especially since running them at nighttime when they gain that sleep XP is when they would get the ribbon, which helps to negate that exact issue. Now, additionally, we have Golduck here. I wanted to compare Golduck as well, because Golduck is unique in a sense that it has the largest ingredient proc of any non-ingredient specialist in the game, being 6 ingredients, especially for skill specialists. So I wanted to compare it as well, because it should theoretically be worse off for this than other ones. But the thing about Golduck is it's got such a high natural base rate for skill procs that you're likely to wake up to a double proc either way, and it doesn't really make any difference on its overall productivity. You can see that the one at level 59 it comes in about 43,785 strength. The one at level 60 pulls in about 43,322 strength from skills. Yes, that is about the same. That is about the same. Well, it is slightly more at level 59 from skills. But again, you're really looking for raw strength, and when it comes to the extra berry value gained and the extra ingredient value gained from having this Golduck at a higher level, net, it's going to be a positive to be at level 60, especially when you take into account inventory, making the odds of getting that double proc in the morning even higher. And then once again at level 100, the speed, the frequency bonuses and the berry value bonuses far outweigh the benefits from having the extra inventory space that you would have on your skill specialist. I also wanted to compare the other extreme of really low skill proc rate to see if it compares, and Raikou, as of right now, has the lowest skill proc rate of any skill specialist in the game. Well, at least fully evolved. I don't know if that is true amongst under-evolved Pokemon, but at least for a fully evolved Pokemon, Raikou has the lowest skill proc rate of any skill specialist. And even for the Raikou, it does make a difference. Once again, if you make that comparison all the way at level 100, it's just better. It is just better to ignore the impact of inventory on the Pokemon and just take it all the way, as high of level as you can get it. Now, levels make a lower difference on skill specialists than it does for other specialties. So if you are strapped for Dream Shards, obviously don't go investing them. If you are strapped for candies, don't go investing them. I wouldn't ever suggest putting a handy candy into a skill specialist unless you are using it to reach a new breakpoint. Because skill breakpoints like level 25, level 50, level 75, and level 100, those breakpoints can matter more because they may have a sub-skill that actually really helps the skill specialist. But if you're not looking for one of those, I'd say just let them progress naturally. But don't even worry about the inventory. It's such a minor thing that you don't have to be concerned. Because even when you have Ingredient Finding M, bringing up their ingredient rates to be pretty decent amounts, it makes such a minor impact. You're not going to notice it in the slightest that they leveled up to level 60, especially when you consider that ribbons are there to counteract this effect. Raikou, the fastest mon in the game, at level 60, with 3 stacks of Helping Bonus and Help Speed M, still comes out to take almost over 3.5 hours to fill its inventory. So, when that really puts that in perspective, if you have the 1,000-hour ribbon overall. So, and to give an idea of why that is, the entire reasoning why is you've changed it from a 1 in 2 odds of getting 1 or 2 to a 1 in 3 odds of getting, or 2 in 3 of getting 1 or 2. There's only a 1 in 3 odds that it actually selects this, a third option. So realistically, it's not going to be selecting this all that often because first it has to choose ingredients. Then after that, it has to choose of the 3 to pick the largest one. And even then, it only fills it up a little bit more than what these other ones would. And a Mons inventory is bigger than what you think it is. So just overall, it doesn't matter. Let it be. Inventory is a thing that should be considered. But in terms of things like this, the benefits gained by leveling your Pokemon far outweigh the downsides of not leveling it. The only time that I would even consider not leveling a Pokemon any further is if it has an ingredient at level 60 that you don't want to unlock for an ingredient specialist. They're the only ones that should be caring about their list. You can care about their list when team building, but don't care about their list when deciding whether to level them, whether to use them, or whether to evolve them or whatever. Don't even look at the list for Berry and Seal Specialist. Ever. It should just not even be a thought. Anyway, if you have enjoyed the video and maybe learned something, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It does help out the channel. Down in the description, we'll have a link to the Discord. Come join us, hang out, talk about Pokemon Sleep, get access to Pokemon Sleep resources that I provide through that Discord. And as always, I thank you guys for watching and hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.